Hello everyone, this video covers Module 9. Module 9 is the start of the second half of the semester. We are still continuing with poetry, and so we'll take a look at the assignments here. You can see we're kind of at the end of the poetry units. We've had 2 on just concepts about poetry, and now we're to the poetry exam, and then the next module will be the poetry essay. So you can just see the poetry exam here along with the essay question. For the exam, it will be very similar to the exam that you took for the fiction section of the class. And so we do have one new section, and that is on figures of speech, which should be familiar to you. You may have learned about them in Comp 1 or in other, like a high school class. So some of those terms will be familiar to you. Figures of speech include things like similes and metaphors and personification and things like that. So you'll be taking the exam. There will be a couple of questions about figures of speech on the exam, but otherwise all of the questions are from previous units. So all the stuff that we looked at for Module 8 and Module 7, so voice, word choice, imagery, sound, form, all of those are potential questions on the exam. It's just like the fiction exam. There's 25 questions worth 2 points each. You can only take it one time, 60-minute time limit. So if you have some kind of computer difficulty, like you start the exam and like your power goes out or something, make sure that you send me an email immediately and you'll get new questions. Then you're going to do the essay question for the exam, and this is just kind of like the fiction one, where you're going to pick a poem and about 2 paragraphs. Give me your thoughts on the poem, focusing on major poetic elements that you see, figures of speech, obviously, since that's the new thing that we're discussing, a theme, what you liked and what you connected with, things that you learned about poetry from this poem, that kind of thing. So just kind of helping us to wrap up the poetry unit by really reflecting on one of the poems that you liked from the textbook. It does need to come from the textbook. I do realize that the textbook is only a small fraction of the amount of poetry that's out there, but I do want you to use a poem from the textbook. The other part of this unit is to start looking at the research project. So for the rest of the semester, we're going to be working on this project, and it's kind of something that you'll be doing on your own. There are just a few assignments related to it up until the actual unit where you'll turn it in. So the research project is going to be like a culminating project for the semester, and rather than having you write a third essay, so this comes after the drama units when we would normally do an essay, rather than you have to write another essay, you have the option to do a project. And so the project itself can come in any form that you want, but you do need to have some kind of focus for your information that you're going to do some research on. So you're going to pick a topic related somehow to literature and then find some sources. And then once you are done with source finding and doing a little bit of research, then you're going to display your information somehow. And so this might be in the form of artwork, whether that's digital. There's lucid whiteboard over here. I think I might have showed you this before, but it allows, it's kind of like Canva, if you're familiar with that, is just a digital whiteboard that you can add stuff to, collages. You can do physical artwork as well. I love to see student paintings and drawings that, even if you're not really that great of an artist, if you've done any art classes before, you enjoy doing art, I highly recommend that. You could create like a social media page, you could do a character board, you could do a Pinterest board for a character, you could do all kinds of things. I do have students just do PowerPoints. In fact, a lot of students just do PowerPoints. It's kind of boring, but sometimes, you're limited resource-wise or time-wise, and so PowerPoint is what you want to do, which is fine. Just keep in mind that creativity is a big component of the grade, and so you're really encouraged to think outside of just slap some information on a PowerPoint and call it good. So here's some topic ideas for you and different project ideas. Some of them, won't quite work for this assignment. but some of them work really well. So there are definitely some things that you might not have thought of. I highly recommend looking through the list. So when you turn it in, you'll have the source list, your project, and then you'll reflect on your project as well. So that'll be a component of it. So this is not for several more modules. I want to say module 13 maybe is the one where we turn that in. So for now, all you're doing is thinking about what you might want to do for your project. And you're turning in a topic proposal for it. So all you're doing is deciding what type of topic you want to use, and then write me about 5 to 7 sentences on the project that you think you might want to create. And so then I can give you some feedback on it. Technically, you shouldn't need approval, but this is the purpose of this, is like me approving your topic, allowing you to continue using it. I have not ever had an issue where students like picked something that wouldn't work, but I can help you with like the focus of it and thinking about it, maybe in a little bit more specific way. If your topic's too broad or maybe too narrow, I can help you out with that. So that is the last assignment in the module that you'll want to do at some point during the week. And then otherwise you're just taking the exam. So if you have any questions, be sure to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.